Romancing the Dungeon is intended for mature audiences, as this show contains adult themes. Oh wait, I'm being told it's not those kinds of adult themes. Just sensitive stuff that some audience members may find upsetting. Content warning for specific episodes can be found in the episode descriptions.
Tell me why I'm so alone when I know you're here with me.
You're listening to Romancing the Dungeon, a softcore D&D podcast about heroes navigating their daily lives while looking for love in a world full of peril, monsters, and heartbreakers. Last time on Romancing the Dungeon.
Misty Stafford, your Galeshire Gazette roving reporter, and I received a tip that Night Scout Adelia Steele and Tira of Warmnook, Tezrab and Littlehorn, Fia Burbage, are out and about the city, and the pair of bookworms are hidden away in the famed Talix library. And guess where I am? That's right, I'm outside. I think I am. It's kinda hard to get the door open. Never mind. Oh, look, one of the library staff is taking the bins out. Sir, can you tell us what Night Scout Adelia Steele and Fia Burbage are doing in the library at this moment? Oh, they were reading books. How precocious. Wait, they're not here? Where'd they go? Oh, Kappa's anvil. Okay. I think I can reach that pretty quickly. Okay, yeah, that's nope. Sorry, would you elbows? I'm not here to cover the protest. I'm looking for Adelia Steele and Fia Burbage. AJ, you missed him. Him and his friend are going to the ye old castle. But I just came from the other side of the old city, okay? Never mind, Misty, you didn't go through 4 years of college and do your internship to complain about getting your steps in. Closed! I'm sorry, miss, the park closes at night. You didn't happen to... You didn't happen to see a Shader Kai Elf and a knight from the Galeshire army here by any chance, did you? Oh my. Oh, those two. Yeah, I saw them. And what were they doing? Give me all the details. Well, they walked the grounds for the longest time. They didn't say much. One of the other park crew saw the girl give the guy something. There was this moment where it looked like something might happen, like it got real quiet and real tense and really boring. So then they left. Yep, just a pair of friends out for a stroll in the park of ye old castle. Platonic pals, that's what I reckon. My day is totally wasted. I'm Misty Stepford, and there wasn't a story here after all. Are you lonely, miserable, or just plain horny? Well, you've taken your first steps to solving your problems. At least your dating ones. Devoted, desired, dreamy or dirty. Dapper dates for dejected daters. Welcome to D8 Services. My name is Roz Graypurse, founder, CEO, and Love Wizard. I'm proud to announce D8 Services are expanding with a new office in Galeshire City, located conveniently, for tax purposes, just outside the city walls. You'll find our cozy love shack on the outskirts of Emberglade. Sign up today and we'll throw in a copy of my latest self-help book, Growing Old, Alone. Why, it's everyone else's fault but yours, for just 5 gold pieces. And hang on, Hephaesta still hasn't told us what she thinks is important to have in common with a potential mate.
I think it's important to have similar trauma in your past, so you can really understand each other, really, get where the other one's coming from, really know where to stick the knife in when they piss you off.
Yeah. And you've so much trauma. So much trauma. You've your pick of the litter when it comes to matching people.
Yeah.
Note to self, send Hephaesta a copy of my book. She sounds like she's going to need it. Hephaesta, as you kind of, nod at Ivan and Kael and you go your separate ways. Again, you and Ivan share the same road for a little longer, but eventually your paths kind of cut off. It's very busy, and it is that thing of, I've been here before, but even still, like, it is, you don't really know where anything is, and not a lot of what AJ said over the last 3 weeks has actually
None
stuck.
of it.
And it has been that, like, of disassociating from the whole experience.
He starts talking and I'm just like gone.
Yeah, you're literally just humming along to something else, or like imagining yourself anywhere else but this. You're just kind of moving in no specific direction. You are walking westwards, the newer side, because you do know that like a lot of what you would have done would have been on the newer side. All the clubs, all the big clubs, the happening clubs are on the newer side. Yeah, some of the like underground raves, old side, but like the clubs themselves and the people are all on the newer side, the western side of Galeshire City. As you're moving through the crowds, give me a wisdom saving throw.
19.
You have the sensation of somebody watching you.
I'm going to keep moving forward, but now with sort of an ear out for somebody around me.
That's the trouble. You're in the city and there's a lot of people around you, a lot of people moving past you, bumping into you, kind of skirting around you. People with, with a wheelbarrow full of chickens. Oh, sorry. And it is that thing of who, like, when you become aware of it, everybody's looking at you. Everybody's following you. It's that bunch of school kids. It's that priest. It's the vendor. You're not quite sure where it's coming from. And as you're moving from the old side of the city to the newer side, it is sort of like a gradient transition of like older buildings and designs, even the streets sort of blending gradually into the newer, more modern Galeshire. And occasionally the odd kind of guard kind of looks you up and down. No one stops you, but they're just kind of like, kind of committing to memory that this lady walked past me at this time and I noted her, that kind of thing. Give me a perception check.
3.
For the faintest moment, you pass somebody and it is that, hey, I know that person. But when you turn to look back, you don't see them at all in the crowd.
Okay.
It was a, hey, wait, what are you? And it was that kind of like, oh, I thought I...
Yeah.
But when they've just disappeared into the sea of people and you're not quite sure, even when you start to think about like what was it their hair? Was it their tattoos? Was it the way they were dressed? The shape of their nose? You have no idea. Like, you can't, it was just that, what was that? When you stop for a second, the weight of the new armor, the chain shirt, it's how the hell did Thane wear this crap? Like, this is a lot. Like, this is like, it's uncomfortable, it's heavy, it feels a little suffocating with it on. You kind of shift and shimmy a little bit, and when you do, you realize what's happened. You've been pickpocketed.
God damn it.
Roll 2d20.
Oh. 8.
18 gold pieces has been lifted from a pouch.
Asshole. I'm supposed to be the bad guy.
This is terrible.
I can't believe this is happening to me.
You're not sure if it was the person you saw.
Yeah.
You're not sure if it was just someone that in the crowd. You don't know when it happened, but it was actually the money, the change that you had received after buying the armor as well. It was just in a little baggie on its own.
Yeah.
It was just kind of hanging loose in a pocket, and now it's gone.
you'd mentioned kind of like the club that the sister club at all, Nirvana. As you're kind of looking around where you are, you've no idea. Like, it could be up that street, it could be down that street, it could be at the other side of the city. You've no sense of direction. And when you kind of your options, kind of, you could stop and ask somebody, you could talk to a guard. But every time you were in Galeshire, there's a reason why you can't really remember a whole lot of it. You were literally blind drunk.
Yeah.
And there's a little part of you of, well, it's like muscle memory. If I got drunk enough again, I'd probably wind up there.
They say that's true. I'm assuming there's, like, are there people selling? Are there carts and merchants?
Yeah, there's not as many, kind of like set up like ramshackle stalls, take up, take down kind of thing on the same day. There's a few. They're not kind of selling old Galeshire. It was kind of like foodstuffs or like, secondhand daggers, that kind of, like just bits and pieces. These all seem to be like intricate little farmers market, like, vintage yak's wool, steeped in sheep shack milk, to dye it a creamy color. It stinks, but it's very expensive and people are buying it.
Awful.
So yeah, there's all these like artisanal little pop-ups.
So they're unnecessarily fancy alcohol.
Give me an investigation check.
11.
You're perusing at this stage when your olfactory senses just kind of pick up. I smell hooch. And a little way up, there's a small, it's ridiculous, it's 2 wheelbarrows that have been fused together with a wooden countertop on them, and the wheelbarrows are full of ice. And it's basically like a slush puppy, but it's actually called the Lush Puppy.
Oh my god!
And it's shaved ice with alcohol, like with liqueurs. And there's a kind of a floppy-haired young woman, kind of like behind the counter, and out front in a apron and like little white hat. There's a guy like offering free samples to everybody, even children.
I'm going to pass the free sample guy because I know that's not nearly enough.
Oh, God.
Straight to the counter.
A wheelbarrow.
And yeah, I'm just going to look at the woman and go, can I get one of those?
Yes, sure, hon. What flavor can we enlighten your palate with today at the Lush Puppy?
Okay. Can there just be no flavor? Can it just be ice?
Oh, you
and alcohol.
No.
And can I get extra alcohol?
Okay. So we here at the Lush Puppy don't really want to encourage alcohol as a way to like get a buzz, and she air quotes. This is really like an experience that you allow dance across your taste buds and just, settle in it.
And how much is one of those?
Oh, like a snow cone?
Yeah.
Is literally 10 silver pieces, and you get one choice of liqueur.
I put 2 gold on the counter and go, can I get what I asked for?
I mean, I can make you enough. I'm not sure, really. You'll get the full...
No, that's fine.
Okay. And any particular flavor experience?
Nope.
Okay, so just a random assortment.
Yep.
Okay, so first up, we've got some honeysuckle and biscuit.
Perfect, that's the one that I want.
Okay, and she's just kind of like pouring a bottle out onto, and like she's there with a little hammer and a little grater, and she's like broken off a chunk of ice from the barrel, and she's now grating it into a little cup, and she drizzles it with the honeysuckle and... How dare you? I'm making these things off the top of my head. They sound delicious. And like she hands you the cup.
Thanks. And I just turn my back to her and like chug it right down.
Okay. So it's not really a shot. You're meant to like let the ice melt on your tongue.
I'm just sitting there with the brain freeze. I'm like, yeah, no, I got it. Thank you very much. Oh my God. Yeah, that's fine. Thank you.
Okay. Give me a Constitution saving throw for the brain freeze.
18.
What's a brain?
I don't have one anyway, so.
Yeah, it's like, it's cold. But that's like the least of your worries.
Yeah.
There's definitely alcohol. You get that. Oh, yeah, that's there. But it's not
enough.
Yeah, no, that was like a thimble.
Asshole, I asked her for action. I paid so much.
Oh no,
for it.
she's now making you like little cones of
Just
all different. It's an assortment.
Oh my
She's
God.
literally making you little shots of all these like not random flavors, because it's a smorgasbord.
Right, of course.
Alcohol flavors. Next up, I've got some pixie dust and prune oysters, and a thicker violet liquid that shimmers is drizzled over the shaved ice, and she like just pops it down on a little wooden stand in front of you.
I kind of eye this one because that sounds horrible, and I just kind of steel myself, and then back it goes.
Again, if you just want to
Again, next.
Okay. So up next, we've got some sand peppermint, straight from Rotherham. So straight from Roman, it is, preserved and it's kept, so it's not as fresh as we would like it to. So if you just let that hit the back, and it's gone. Okay. Okay.
So you said the back.
Right. Okay. So what are we thinking in terms of notes? Are you getting...
I'm thinking next.
Okay. So next is a little violet berry and mixed with a little hint of lavender berry. And this one can sometimes be a little stern on the stomach. But most people are really drawn to it for that sort of puckering sweetness that just seems to caress the ice chips.
Next.
Okay, give me a constitution saving
I
throw.
know. I don't want to do it. Yeah, that's an 8.
The booze is definitely, you're 4 shots in.
Yeah.
But boy, lavender berry, that's an experience.
Yeah.
And it's that sort of medicinal sickliness that kind of comes up. It does catch you in your throat a little bit. And she's kind of looking at you. Yeah, if you just want to just massage, and she starts massage, it really just helps that go down. There's also a bucket.
I massage, but I'm like glaring at her as I do it.
Okay. So really, you're kind of running through our flavors of the week, and we try and keep that, kind of contained to the 10-day. So, if you want to come back, I can write you a credit note for the rest.
Can I judge how many more I need to kind of, or can I take a second and try to figure out if I know where this place is?
Give me a wisdom saving throw to see if you can remember it. You're not quite getting an advantage on this because you're not quite buzzed.
21.
That roof looks vaguely familiar, but the last time you saw it, you were lying on the flat of your back, and it looks kind of like that roof. Wait, was it that roof? You're heading in the right direction.
A few more.
But yeah, Hephaesta's going to need to get her booze on.
Ma'am, is there anywhere who will just, local, around this little square, who will just give me a bottle of alcohol?
Oh, you could just pop into the Purple Guppy and have a beer, but you're not getting anything kind of, you're getting kind of fairly pedestrian sort of drinks.
Okay, but is it strong?
Oh, it's alcohol. Yeah, it's ale. It's mead. It's wine. It's a pub.
Okay. Thanks. Bye.
Okay, credit note?
Whatever. And I just leave.
Okay, but if you want to tell your friends...
Okay, thanks. Bye.
Okay. And she's there's a small group of very drunk children now around that guy who's been handing out cones to everybody. And you just hear, Damien, I told you. 1 to the kids.
In the back of my head, I'm like, I have to remember to tell AJ, this has got to be illegal.
It's definitely illegal. You're heading into the Purple Guppy?
Yeah.
It's awful. Something like this wouldn't last a week in Tezrab. It's a black stone interior, purple flames, and fish tanks everywhere.
Oh my god.
And inside there's like a really cool alternative like guy just standing there with a buzz cut and 4 strands of hair that are just like draped over his forehead.
Oh my god.
And he is wearing a blue tartan shirt and sleeves rolled up, a black denim apron. Hey, Dom. Nice to meet you.
Can I get 3 of whatever you sell?
Well, we've got a IPA that we've just got in the back.
Oh my god.
And we have some top shelf blue dragon whiskey, if that's
Yes.
kind of okay.
That's what I'm after.
Okay, 3 glasses
Yeah.
of that
Yes.
ice.
No.
Okay, orange peel.
No.
Okay, tall glass, small glass, rimmed
Tall.
glass. Okay, warm.
Yeah.
Okay, take a seat. I'll get a server to come take your order.
God, I just gave you my order.
I get you a server to take that order, and then we're going to write that. So please take a seat. Purple Guppy is here to make your experience.
Fine.
A couple of minutes pass, and he comes around from the bar, and he stands in front of you with a notepad. Hey there, Dom. I'll be your server. Can I take your order?
3 glasses of whiskey, tall, warm, no ice. No orange peel.
Wonderful. Blue Dragon?
Yep.
Okay. That'll be 24 gold pieces.
Fine.
He goes to the bar, pours 3 drinks in 3 tall glasses. They're just above room temperature. There's music wafting in the background, and you're like, is this one of Nate's? Is this? It's not. It can't be. It's not a McKnight thing at all. And you're like, it probably it's literally the kind of place that would play his crap. You look around, there's nobody here.
What a surprise.
There's nobody in the Purple Guppy. A couple of minutes later, Dom returns with a tray, your 3 glasses, and takes the 24 gold pieces. Okay. Can I get you anything else?
No.
Okay. Well, if you need anything, if you just want
I
to
will
the
let
bar,
you
and I
know
will get you a server.
Yeah, thanks.
Okay. You're gonna. Are you bombing these?
First one, and then we'll see how I feel.
The first one hits the back of your throat, and it burns. It's oof, but it's a cold burn. Like even though the glass was warm, the liquid was warm. It's the alcohol afterwards. There's like oof.
Evaporating in your mouth.
Yes.
Yeah.
It hits your belly, and that chillness just kind of like it's like your stomach acid's freezing. It's just a little bit, and you do kind of find yourself pulling your clothes a little closer to yourself. Yeah, it's good. Like that
Wish I had time to savor it.
Yes, that was a nice, happy feeling for Hephaesta. You eye the second glass, kind of just waiting to see. And you think, yeah, it's gonna take one more to kind of just push it.
I drink this one a little bit slower. Like I know we're there, so I'll enjoy it a little bit.
And you do. Like you kind of let yourself kind of. It's kind of nice to be away from everybody at the moment, and like this is. If you were back in Tezrab and you weren't working for Eve and you weren't on a job or whatever, this is kind of how you would spend a day. It would be literally in not a crap bar like this, but you'd be in a dive bar, a place with personality and character, a place where people know you. You would be really in your element. This is awful. This is trying to be a dive bar, and it's just not working. You let the kind of the drink evaporate a little in your mouth, and your tongue is kind of tingling a little bit, and you can kind of feel it in your teeth, and it's kind of nice, and you just feel that little bit, like you feel relaxed for the first time in like over a month. You were actually relaxed. It's like the weight has just fallen away from you. Even the chain shirt, I feel a little bit like, and it might just be like a compression hug from the chain shirt, but it's like, it's nice not to have to talk to anybody. It's nice to just have a drink. It's nice to listen to some garbage music in a garbage bar and just not have to think about anything. And sitting across from you, there is somebody kind of half nursing a glass of mead. You don't know when they came in. They weren't there when you arrived. They weren't there when you sat down. But there's somebody sitting there.
Okay. I kind of check myself, remind myself why I'm even out, and just try to like get a little more alert through the alcohol and just have a look around, try to figure out, how long have I been sitting here? Where am I? What's going on?
As you scan the purple guppy and the awful furnishings and the lighting, it's just awful. Dom's not at the bar. It's just you and this other person set opposite you, literally the opposite wall, just staring at their drink, their face covered by a hood.
Do I get like a weird vibe off of them?
You kind of get the sense that they're watching you. Okay. They haven't said anything, they haven't made a move, but they could have sat literally anywhere else.
The whole place is empty.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll kind of get up and head to the toilet.
When you kind of stand up, they shift a little in their seat. You move towards the bar and the small little alleyway behind the small little hallway.
Is that the piss alley?
Yeah. Peggy's out there doing a slash. No, you. The yellow lane. Peggy. Peggy. The hallway. There's like a small little narrow hallway just behind the bar. And as you kind of go to approach it, they stand up.
Okay. I'm assuming I have to like. Is it straight on? Sorry, or do I have to like turn a corner?
It's straight on. Like it's you can literally see on the. There's a kitchen door at the back, or like a supply door, but like along the wall, you see two doors.
So I will kind of shuffle a bit quicker down the hall, and as soon as I can pass through a door, I'm going to pull out my sickle and just kind of press up against the wall and wait.
You're slipping into the bathroom.
Into the bathroom,
okay. Yeah, you just. The first one's open. You can see that there's a little light flickering away inside, and you slip in. You kind of shut the door, like you just kind of stand in, you draw your weapon, you hold your breath, and you can hear footsteps getting closer. And they stop just outside the door.
But they don't come in. Okay. I'm gonna kick the door open and like come at them with my sickle, like immediately, not to like immediately hurt, but just to warn them off.
You force the door, like you throw your full weight of a kick into a door, and when you do, you kind of half stumble out, sickle drawn, and there's nobody there.
I like look all around, like spinning in circles, just making sure there's actually nobody there.
Yeah, you kind of look, you can kind of cast an eye into the next bathroom. There's nobody. Okay. You don't hear any noise coming from the kitchen. When you kind of gaze back up towards the lobby of the Purple Guppy, you don't see that person's not staying there anymore. Dom is not at the bar. And as you kind of spin back just to kind of look behind you, in the mirror above the sink, you see the visage of Morag.
Oh no!
What are you doing, Hephaesta?
What are you doing in the bathroom, creep?
Are you looking for somebody?
No, I'm trying to have a day out.
Oh.
You can't lie to me here, Hephaesta.
What do you even want with her?
I want to kill her.
Why? She's just some stupid girl.
It's fun.
Where are you keeping her?
Oh, Hephaesta, we're both hunting Dahlia, it would seem. This close.
You don't have her.
No. But I'm getting closer.
Fuck. Okay. She's still out there. Fuck. Okay. Fuck you, you old hag. And I just like turn around and start walking back out.
As you kind of go to turn, she's standing in the hallway, blocking you from going towards the lobby area.
Oh, Hephaesta. You don't even know where you are.
Why are you worried about me? Why are you here bothering me? I thought you were after her.
She was here.
And now she's not. So, get looking.
But she was here in your dream.
What?
And then a hand just grabs you, and it's like, Miss, you really can't sleep here. And you're kind of shaken awake, and Dom is looking down at you.
I slap his hand off and like grab my sickle so fast.
Whoa.
Where did she go? The hag. Where did the hag go?
You literally polished off half a bottle of Blue Dragon whiskey and fell asleep.
Why is everyone here so useless?
Okay, we don't take that kind of toot here at the Purple Guppy. We value our employees, and you will not speak to us with that kind of tone. So I'm going to have to ask you to leave.
I'm going to have to ask you to get fucked, and I just kind of shove him in the chest and leave.
Fucking out of townies. And he kind of goes start clearing up the table as you head outside. It is dark. It is nighttime.
Okay, so like lots of time has passed. Mm-hmm. Okay. I just stand out there and like breathe for a minute and try to just make sure things are real. Like I just kind of touch myself. I'm touching the ground. I'm touching the wall. I'm even like
really touching everything. and
touch. The child walks past. I'm like touch.
I'm cursed. The hag touched me.
Aww. I even like poke the tip of my sickle a little bit to be like, ouch. Yes. Okay.
Yeah. No, you are. I mean, you can feel the weight of the chain shirt again.
Yeah.
You can. Oh, whoa! You can feel the booze in your belly. You can feel the tip of the sickle piercing your skin. Yeah, you're awake. You're awake, and you're drunk. Okay. You're awake and you're drunk.
Can I now find?
You are looking for Club Nirvana.
Nirvana, yeah.
You just start walking, and you're like, "What was that? Was I dreaming?" Well, I mean, I was dreaming, but was that like a dream, or was that like a night hag dream? You're not. Who was the person in the hood? What the hell's going on? Like, there's a part of you that's like, oh no, that was like a real dream, like not a dream. And you're kind of half talking and muttering to yourself, and people are looking at you, and it's like, okay, out of townies, and you're just walking and kind of like half looking into buildings, half looking in doorways. And you've kind of stumbled into an area that it looks very new, looks very well-to-do, very modern, and there's a lot of people out on the streets sitting at tables, smoking, eating, drinking, as you've stumbled into Heartsgrove, a sort of the social scene and the cultural hotspot in Galeshire, and it's lined with restaurants, bars, bistros, cafes, speakeasies, theaters, open stages, the whole shebang. This kind of feels, this is, I'm with my people, drunk, it's having fun. But you don't see a sign for like Club Nirvana. You don't see, there's no one like handing out flyers or anything like that. But you have that strangest feeling again that you're being watched.
I just kind of like pause. And I'm like, okay, all right, okay, you can do this. And I just really try to think back to the last time I was there, and like, if I was standing here, where would I go?
You kind of find yourself at a weird like intersection in Heartsgrove, like where a couple of smaller streets lead into the main street that it's cutting through Galeshire. And like, it is that like, oh, I'm spinning around, and oh, the world is spinning, but I'm spinning, and if I spin in the opposite direction, it'll balance out. And you start trying to think, when was the last time I was here? And then you feel a bit sick, and then you're like, oh fuck. Last time I was here, I dumped Dahlia. It was like where you literally had just said, okay, yeah, I'll see you.
Yeah, next time.
Yeah, and
Bye.
yeah. It wasn't so much a dumping as it was a ghosting.
Yeah.
And you remember stumbling up some stairs down, like in an alleyway up onto the street. And as you kind of look around, like, a lot of it seems to have changed again. But you see this really weird looking mural on the wall. And it's a half-elf woman, but like half her face is normal and the other half her face is like something completely and totally alien or mystical or magic. It looks fantastical, but in a kind of a grotesque kind of way. It doesn't look, and you remember seeing that before and going, God, she's hot. And like Dahlia's like, yeah, she's hot. Yeah, she's hot. Yeah. And it's that alleyway. Club Nirvana is down that alleyway.
I do one more kind of spin, just kind of looking for Morag, and then start creeping down the alleyway.
Give me a perception check at... well, I'll not give you a disadvantage just yet.
Are you saying it's going to get worse?
No.
10.
You're not really sure. Are you looking for that person you met a little while ago? Or are you looking for Morag from Castle Swallow? Or is it the Morag from the Jasmine Garden? Wait, can she change her features? Everybody looks like her for a second. You're like, oh no, that's not good. And you just kind of duck down the alleyway. There's a few people kind of milling around outside smoking, and they're kind of looking you up and down. And a human girl kind of approaches you with like a shaved head, but the hair is kind of coming back, and she's kind of dyed it this neon pink. She's got a bull ring with kind of two small chains hanging off of it. Her eyebrows are tattooed on with kind of swirls and dots. Oh my god, I absolutely love what you're wearing.
I just look at her, and for a second I kind of like bite the inside of my cheek because I'm like, oh, this could be such a good idea. I'm like, no. And I just go, thanks. Is this Nirvana? And I'm just kind of
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, wow. I really didn't think this stuff was back in. Oh.
It clearly is.
Oh. Well, clearly, I mean...
Let's see you pull it off, bitch.
I don't really think I've got the taste to wear something like that. And the group that are around are all kind of like snicker.
Right, okay. Look, I don't have time for this. I am trying to save somebody's life. And I don't need your sass.
That would... No. We're getting off on the wrong foot. I'm Gemma, and these are my friends. Friends, say hello to...
Cindy.
Cindy? You're looking for like Nirvana?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't think old people went to clubs. Oh, cute. No, it's just downstairs. If you just give and she boots down on the door, it's just two heavy metal doors set into the wall and the ground here. And she boots at it. It's like, We'll get somebody to come up. And you hear some heavy footsteps on metal stairs kind of approaching, and the door swings open, and there's a Goliath woman kind of looking out at you, and she's wearing a full chainmail brassiere, but it's fitted, like it's full on. It's just gorgeous on her. Her skin is shimmering, and she's wearing like these big kind of black balloon pants and heavy boots. What do you want?
To come in?
Who invited you?
Adam asked me to come over some unfinished business Eve left behind.
Give me a deception check. I won't give you advantage, but I won't give you disadvantage either because...
Natural 20.
Oh boy. You mentioned Adam and Eve, and she's like, whoa, okay. Whoa. Yeah, I think I heard Adam saying something. Yeah, of course. Sure. Yeah, I mean, you're fine. You look fine. That's fine. And she kind of gives you kind of a side look of like, oh, it's probably like an out-of-towny thing. The door swings open for you to kind of come in, and Jem's like, so we'll see you inside, I guess. Look, good for you getting in. Good for you. See you inside.
As I walk in, I'm just mumbling, I hate baby goths.
Baby goths. You don't know the struggles I go through for you. You follow the Goliath woman down the hallway. It's a little like the entranceway to Club Karma. The first, like, as you step down the steps, you're like, oh yeah, you can hear the music kind of like just thump, 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 thump from somewhere.
Yeah.
As you move, the light in the hall begins to kind of shift its glow. It's a haze of reds into pinks, into oranges, into yellows. And the light actually seems to be like molding. Like, it's like hazes of it in front of you, and you're not quite sure what color you're looking at. And the doors seem so far away, and the hallway starts to feel like it's bending. It's that same sensation of Club Karma, and you're trying to hold on to that and remember that this is something that people who are not part of the club experience as they move into a pocket of the Fae. And the Goliath woman reaches, and she just kind of pushes the door up, and the music blasts you. And you feel it in your core, and your hands are glowing, like you're literally lit up in flames. You are burning black, green, blue fire all around you. And inside you just see all these people in all their glory, like some half naked, some entirely naked, elves that are like towering over people, humans that are sculpted with every muscle and nerve and bone kind of edged out perfectly on them, pixies that are glowing, halflings with the reddest of cheeks and the furriest of toes, dwarves with massive golden braided beards. Everything just looks like it's so much extra, so much more. The band is literally music. The metaphysical state of music on stage. You see nothing, but you feel it and hear it and love it. You can taste it. It is intoxicating. And a hand just drapes along your back and it feels warm. And it's that weird thing of like, it's almost like it's out of time. You feel it. It kind of glides across you, and then you feel it again, and then a third and a fourth time, as if you're feeling it a different way each time your skin feels electric. And slinking around you, you see the spindly form of this drag king in a full black sequined tux, form-fitting, literally carved into his physique. A beard that has been painted on flawlessly with edges that could cut, and these glistening green gem-like eyes that swirl. You have business with me.
And I'm like very distracted by the music, and like the bodies, and like, you know, when you're in a club and somebody starts dancing and you're just like, yeah, and like it's just such a natural thing to start falling into the crowd. I'm trying really hard not to do that because I haven't done this in so long and I'm so smashed. And I'm just kind of looking at him and I'm like, right, Dahlia. There's some trouble in the city that I think could be very bad for you, and I think it might be something that Eve had kicked off. We need to talk privately, maybe out of here.
But sweet child, I don't even know your name.
I shouldn't say it here. If we could just...
Oh, you're amongst friends.
I'm amongst somebody who can bend space and time a little bit better than I can, and please, can we just give me 5 minutes to explain what's going on?
Give me your name and I'll give you all the time in the world.
Cindy.
Of course it is. Cindy. And they gesture towards a door that wasn't against a wall a second ago, and it's there, and then it's open. And as they gesture, you see them inside welcoming you in at the same time.
I go in.
The door shuts and you can no longer hear the music outside. The office is where Eve's was like a horde of costumes and feathers and wigs and gowns and makeup and perfumes with this lavish vanity mirror and desk that she sat at to prepare and sat at to conduct business. This is cold. This is edgy. This is precise. It's kind of a juxtaposition to what you were seeing outside, and this warping of color and the experience of that nirvana out there. It's very clinical here. Everything has an edge. Everything is sharp. Everything is perfect on the desk. Nothing is askew. Everything seems to be laid out in a way that geometrically looks and feels perfect. They're sitting across from you.
I just kind of rub at my eyes and kind of shake my head and breathe for a second, and I go, right, okay. I understand you and Eve had some issues, and that's fine. First,
she tried to kill me, but yes, of course.
I should probably start by letting you know that she is dead.
Oh.
And that look, you don't care, that's fine. She got mixed up in something really big, and she pulled a few people into it, and the people that she got mixed up with are angry and dangerous and here, and after a few of us. But I think there might be some ties to... I just need help finding somebody who I think would have spent a lot of time here, and their time here could drag you into this. Do you know Dahlia? Have you met... She was working for Eve, or the people that Eve was working with?
Is that Dahlia's real name, or...
To my knowledge.
Well, Cindy, you barge your way into Club Nirvana, and you are just a trove of news. It's true. Eve and I, we had our moments. We had our battles. She tried to kill me, of course. I returned the attempt. It was only polite. To hear that she has died. And from a sleeve he pulls a black silk handkerchief, and he dabs the corners of his eyes. Oh. Well, if I didn't have the tear ducts removed, I would be weeping, of course. Oh, Eve. Poor Eve. Gutted. On her way to a prison cell. Oh. Oh, I'm sorry, darling. You thought that was news. You thought that I wasn't aware. Oh.
I was just letting you know in case.
I appreciate that. Thank you. Of course, very much aware. Very much aware that your name isn't Cindy either, but bold of you to try and lie to me in my own place. I can appreciate the chutzpah it takes for that. You were always Eve's favourite after all. I can see why she'd like a little firecracker such as you, Cindy. It's true, Eve did get herself mixed up. And it's true that that's ultimately what cost her life. But you coming here to warn me, to tell me, it's quite out of character for you, Cindy, really. Of course, you didn't come here out of the kindness of your heart. You didn't come here to tell old Adam that his club and he was in danger. No, you came here seeking Dahlia, Eve's other little favourite.
I don't see why we couldn't help each other.
Oh, Club Nirvana is not getting itself roped into any of this. However, she did come here looking for aid, looking for refuge. You know me. And he rolls his head around, and then it physically actually rolls in a natural way. I could never turn away a soul. Your Dahlia is here. You may take her. But I will need something from you.
What do you want?
A favor.
Of what kind?
I haven't decided, Hephaesta. Surely you wouldn't put a timer on something as delicate as you saving the life of your friend.
I need to see her first.
Oh, of course, I understand. And Adam just knocks on the desk twice, and a door opens to your left, and Dahlia, in a brown leather cape and cowl, stumbles out. She looks awful. She looks broken and defeated, a shadow of herself. Her eyes are sunken into the back of her head. Black and purple circles just mark under her eyes. The bags are puffy. Her hair is a mess. But what you see are 3 deep slashes across the bridge of her nose, her upper lip, and just above her chin that have barely begun to heal. They're seeping a little bit. Her hands are filthy, the nails are broken, her clothing is torn. She stumbles out onto a chair next to you and just drops to her knees and grabs your arm.
Fine.
Shall we shake on it? And Adam just holds a hand gingerly across the desk towards you. The hand limply just dangling.
I just kind of pause a minute. I know I'm getting myself into something really nasty, but I look back down at Dahlia and I just grit my teeth and grab his hand.
Enchanté, Hephaesta. And you feel your hands just kind of lock as they grab your fingers. They shake, and you are outside in the alleyway, and Dahlia is lying at your feet, sobbing.
I scoop her up best I can, like heft her up with one arm over my shoulder. Can she walk at all?
As you kind of pick her up, she's kind of half climbing up you. Heffy, I didn't think you'd come.
I'm here. You're okay.
I haven't slept. I can't sleep. When I close my eyes, she's there. And she's closer every time. And she's trembling.
I know. Well, I'll take care of it. We'll take care of it. You're okay now. You'll come back with me. We're protected by the royal guards. It's okay.
They can't protect me from her. She waits until I'm at my lowest and my weakest, and she finds me. I came here. Adam, what did you do?
It doesn't matter.
Hephaesta, it matters. Adam is worse than Eve.
It's okay, Dahlia. It's just come along. We'll get you cleaned up. We'll get you dressed.
You start to lead Dahlia out of the alleyway. And when you do, you find that the streets are empty. The restaurants are all closed. The chairs are stacked up on top of the tables. Heartsgrove is dark, bar the street lamps. It's well into the late hours. You can't even hear the music coming from Club Nirvana. Like, there's nobody out on the street.
I keep her sort of up on one side of me, and I pull out my sickle with the other, and I just start heading back to the hotel.
I'm Hephaesta, and she's still half sobbing. She's kind of finding a little bit more of composure. I'm sorry.
Don't, Dahlia, don't. Just, we can talk about all of this later. Just let me get you somewhere safer.
And she turns and she looks over her shoulder, and her nails dig into you. What was that?
I'm sure it's just rats or a stray.
And she hears another, and this time you hear something as well. It's the rattling of glass. And she comes to a stop in a small courtyard, surrounded by restaurants, like all looking out into there. And you can hear the faint trickling of water, and there is a statue of a little cherub with a vase, and water kind of spraying out of it.
I have a look around myself, but I'm trying not to panic. And I just kind of give her a little tug and say, we have to keep moving, Dahlia.
Perception check.
20, unnatural.
As you kind of tug on Dahlia, she's frozen to the spot, and she just lifts up her left hand away from you, and she kind of points at one of the restaurants. Not in the restaurant. In the glass. You see form of Morag in her ghastly night hag state, just walking towards you. She's in every glass surface.
I just start dragging her as fast as I can.
Dahlia is trying to run with you. Give me an athletics check.
3.
Okay. she's not doing too good either. It's her, like you're trying to carry her, but it's the way of the chain shirt. It's, you don't really know what direction you're going in now. It's the, I'm sober, but it's not a proper sober. It's I was drunk, I was in Nirvana, I was weird, everything was weird, and now I'm out in the street, it's cold, and now we're being hunted, and Morag is getting closer. You're dragging Dahlia with her. Her feet can barely carry her. She's hanging on to you for emotional and physical support. And as you move up the courtyard, kind of away from the statue and the restaurant fronts, there's a couple of steps leading up onto the next kind of laneway. There's just a wall in front of you. You see a trail of fence, black wrought iron, and you climb the handrails, kind of Dahlia climbing with you. And as you make it up onto the street, a carriage just literally with 2 horses just races past the both of you. A second or two later, and you'd have been in front of it and crushed. And you kind of catch your breath. Dahlia catches hers. Looking up and down the streets both ways, the coast is clear, and you go to bolt across the other side of the road. And as you go to run, something has grabbed Dahlia. And standing down the stairs is Morag, looking up at the both of you.
Thank you.
Roll for initiative.
Natural 20.
Okay, Dahlia got a natural 1.
Well.
And Morag got a 16. So normally, the way I work the nat 1s and nat 20s in this is that you get a free action before either. On Dahlia's nat 1, I was going to basically have Morag take a free swipe on her. If you want, you can use your nat 20 to cancel out the nat 1.
Okay. And then we just move as normal.
Move as normal, so it will be you, Morag, and Dahlia.
Okay.
That's the initiative order that we have.
Yeah.
Good with that?
Yeah.
So it is that, like, you grab Dahlia, like you just yank her free just as Morag was about to literally just claw at her again. She's trembling, and as you kind of pull her back, you kind of see her half stumble, physically, mentally, emotionally exhausted.
Yeah.
She's kind of half cowering behind you.
Oh, isn't this sweet? Oh, you can watch as she bleeds out. Oh, Heffy, you could have just left it all alone. Well, at least there'll be someone to witness her demise.
I still have my sickle in my hand, so I'm just going to swing it through the bars right at her face.
Okay. Give me an attack.
I don't actually use my weapons. I need to. So that is 12.
You swipe with the sickle, and just as you do, she kind of brings her claws up defensively, and it doesn't hit at all, as she just kind of swats it away, and she's just, oh my God, oh, you precious. She is going to, again, in that same kind of motion, try and hack away at you. That's a nat 20, which means you're going to take 8 plus another 3. So that's in total 21 slashing damage.
Oh, Jesus.
Just as she hacks and carves into you.
Can I 3rd level Hellish Rebuke in response?
Yes.
22.
As she swipes out at you and just her claws connect and rip at your flesh, Hephaesta, flames just explode off of you, and they are fueled by rage and pain. You're burning with these gold and red flames that just engulf you, and then immediately Morag just stumbles back as she catches a light, your hellish rebuke spreading across her, and she screams in pain. She stumbles backwards, and just in that moment, Dahlia focuses all her energy, and these black and pink flames just coil around the ends of her hands as she casts Eldritch Blast at the Night Hag. And that's 15, which won't hit. And it is that thing where all the exhaustion in her body as much as she pulls on the magic around her and she sends it outwards violently, the first blast strikes the road and just chunks of stone are sent flying all around. The second shoots right over Morag's shoulder and strikes the cherub statue just behind her, and it explodes into bits and pieces.
Oh, you poor creatures. Just give up now, and I promise you I will go so much easier on you as I kill you.
Dahlia just sort of winces in pain, and her voice straining. She kind of turns her body to you, Hephaesta, and she just looks up at you and... Hephaesta, you and I need to talk. But right now, we have to kill this bitch. And just half a smile kind of weakly coils on her face, and her eyes just a burning behind them. And just in that moment, Hephaesta, as tired and as hurt as she looks, this is the Dahlia you know, and the Dahlia you hate sometimes, but there's something in her face, there's something in her expression that you remember why you liked her so much in the first place, and you're not sure if it's the rage or the tenacity, but you just, in that moment, there it is, that thing of you remember her. It's your action.
I just kind of give her a pained smile in a different way, but just a bit of a weak smile, and I turn back to Morag and just absolutely unleash burning hands on her. So that is a 15-foot cone. She has to make a dex save.
Okay, so she has advantage on saving throws. What's your spell save?
13.
13, okay. So that's an 8 or a nat 20.
Fuck!
You pull on all this magic from within, and as you feel it sort of convalescing in your hands, it gets very, very hot all of a sudden, and just this wave of golden flames just spray out from your two hands, and you watch as Morag just twists and pulls at shadows, defensively just blocking each blast of fire. But your magic catches her at the edges, and you can see that she narrowly avoids the full blast of your burning hands. How much damage?
Hang on, sorry. It's actually half of 5d6 because I cast it level 3. Oh my god. So 16 plus 11 is 27, so half of that.
13. Okay. Hot damn. Literally. Hot damn hag. She hisses at you, and just as she dampens the flames that caught at the edges of her skirt, and she just diffuses the magic that you violently thrust at her, she just stands firm and she locks eyes on you, and you just see this twisted grin on her face.
Ugh. It's so wonderful to see the pair of you working together in tandem. How much more fun will it be when I rip you from each other?
And just as she's speaking, Hephaesta, you get the same sensation. You feel she's drawing on magic. You can feel it kind of being pulled in the air around you. And just as she stands there, you see that her left hand sort of snarling and snagging through the air, clawing, it begins to kind of glow with this sort of murky white light. And just as you realize what she's doing, 3 sharp refractions of light just explode from the tips of her fingers as she casts magic missile at you. Dahlia, seeing this sort of magic being twisted once again, laying an attack on you, Hephaesta, she kind of half scrambles to her feet just a second too late as all 3 missiles strike you one after the other, taking 8 force damage in total. And just kind of stepping in front of you, she's kind of only half kind of blocking you. Like, as you kind of collect yourself, you see that Dahlia has just pulled up the small crossbow from her side, and she's holding it in both hands, and she takes aim and she fires at Morag, and on a 9 it goes wild, and there's just oh, Dahlia, you are pathetic. And you see Dahlia's shoulders just sort of rise from as she takes a breath. And as she is about to load the second bolt onto her crossbow, she cuts the palm of her hand with the edge of it. She clenches her right hand, and you can see blood just sort of collecting, and just flicking her hand outwards straight at Morag, you see just these droplets of blood just flick through the air, and then they stop as Dahlia just locks straight eyes on Morag, casting Hex.
Ooh.
And immediately the blood droplets just flick violently towards her like bullets, and where they land on her dress, on her skin, Morag is marked with curse energy.
Shit.
So she's going to take some extra damage when she's hit, and she is going to impart disadvantage on dex saving throws.
Nice.
Because, I can't metagame myself. And just, again, Dahlia is holding herself in defense of you, kind of ready to defend and kind of keep Morag away from you if at all possible. It's your action, Hephaesta.
So in response to the missile she threw at me, I'm going to return it with a scorching ray.
Okay.
So 20 to hit.
That hits.
And that is 2d6 for another 9 damage.
And with your left hand just sort of placing it on Dahlia's shoulder, drawing once more on the magic from within, Hephaesta, you concentrate at the tips of your fingers, and where there was heat from burning hands, light little sparks begin to flit and flicker out until there's a maelstrom of them, and they become a concentrated ball. And as your whole arm lights up, a blast of scorching energy just shoots in a straight line right into Morag, catching her in the left shoulder, and she screams in agony as the ray burns a hole right through her, actually managing to scorch and blacken some of the wall just behind her. And that scream slowly bubbles and murders into a laughter of agony and twisted pain. And she flies straight towards the both of you.
Can I spend 2 sorcery points to cast another spell?
Yeah, sure.
I'm just going to Scorching Ray again. So 21. With another 5 damage.
As Morag rushes towards the pair of you, the magic still there at the tips of your fingers, you feel Dahlia just sort of take your hand, and you watch as the scorching ray just pierces Morag, and unflinching, the hag just rushes straight at the pair of you. And as you pull on more magic, drawing as quickly as you possibly can, you just feel Dahlia's hand take yours, and the energy just courses through you as the night hag bears herself down on top of you. And just with this rush of light and heat once again, you have to roll on you've been casting magic, and we have forgotten you have to roll for your unbridled heart. So yeah, and you owe me 2 for the scorching rays. So
Do you want me to roll 2 for those two? It's a natural 20.
Oh, okay. We haven't had a nat 20 on this yet, have we?
I don't think so.
Okay.
We had a 1. I don't think we've had a 20.
You watch just as Morag's twisted form, her claws just scrape and scratch at the black iron railings and the stone, just as she twists and turns violently towards the pair of you. Her face is completely and totally focused on the both of you. Her eyes, her gaze. She has been hunting and haunting Dahlia for so long now, and that hunt is coming to a close, and it couldn't be more satisfying for her. And you feel this emotion just oozing off of her. And just as that magic for scorching ray burns and courses straight out of your fingertips, as the three of you clash, you feel in this moment something has to change. And there's a turn in your heart. Give me a roll on the second table.
I'm assuming there's a good table and a bad table.
No, so
okay.
On the swirling emotions table, if you roll a nat 1, you roll on the negative emotions table.
Yeah.
And on a nat 20, you roll on positive emotions. So.
Okay. Right. So that was a 10.
10. Yep. Yep. Of course it would be 10. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Set this incredibly long one.
Yep. Okay. You just look at Dahlia in that moment as everything kind of slows down around you, Hephaesta, and seeing her look so helpless and vulnerable, seeing her now. Dahlia was somebody you had come to hate, resent. She was a thorn in your side, and not just in the last few weeks, not just since Tezrab, and not since she just took on your form and tried to turn people against you. Even long before that, when you brought the relationship to a close, she reminds you so much of yourself. All those parts of yourself that you just couldn't accept, couldn't face. She personified all of them, and here and now there is a clarity. As you feel all this magical energy, light and dark, cold and heat, just all of it. There is a moment where everything is clear to you. Dahlia was and is a mirror for you, Hephaesta. And that moment, that acceptance, something just clicks, and you feel the mark on your back light up, but not in pain. There's something that feels right. And as you see the twisted form, the snarling grin on Morag as she bears down on top of you, her claws raised in attack, you see beyond her
And where she stood a moment ago, where you saw Dahlia's Eldritch Blast obliterate a statue of a cherub, you see the form of Hedana. She's scooped up pieces of the broken statue and she's trying to put it back together. She looks up, she smiles, and she sees you. In this round, in this action, you can communicate to Hedana.
Okay, I just look over at her and I say, I am trying so hard right now to do right, but I'm not going to get either of us out of this without a little help.
She bows her head very, very slowly, and when she looks up at you, you see that there are tears in her eyes, Hephaesta, and the mark on your back. You can just feel it pulsing with power. And as the tears run down her face, you see that she just has the widest smile. It's warm. And she just nods at you. And as Hedana vanishes, you feel Morag's claws just bear down into you and just hack again.
8. 6 is 14. Plus 4. 18 damage.
Okay.
Equally, as she kind of bears down on top of you both, she kind of slashes out at Dahlia. Dahlia, it's not that she definitely dodged, it's more she stumbles back. She's now put herself between the both of you, and her claws are straight up, and you can feel magic just warping all around her. And her neck just kind of, it cracks, like you actually the bone pop a little, like as if this shift uncomfortably inside the skin. And she turns her head towards you and she smiles, then her gaze fixes on Dahlia.
It's so sweet that you would come and try and rescue her. He never said I couldn't kill you, and you are getting in the way of what he asked. So I think it best I remove you so that I may best serve Kael in what he's asked.
And Morag turns her whole body away from Dahlia. Dahlia's not a threat right now. And you just see her, she's monstrous in everything. Her skin is like sagging off of the bones. The dress is melted and rotted to her skin. Her hair clings lifelessly to her scalp. The muscle in her face hangs low in different parts. Her eyes are just these swirling rotten milk, viscously liquid that there's nothing but just hate pouring off of it.
It will be revenge for dear, dear sweet sister, and proof that I am capable, and she will have me back in her good favors. I can just tell Kael Dahlia killed you. It will be easy.
And Dahlia kind of stumbles back. And again, you see pink and purple fire just erupting around her hands as she conjures 2 more Eldritch Blasts to strike Morag in the back. Okay, that's gonna hit. That's 22.
Oh, thank God.
And that's 25.
Oh, thank God.
Oh, yeah. Nobody threatens you, Hephaesta, except Dahlia.
It's fine, I can handle that.
Okay, 2, 3, 5. Again, the energy is just not there. The want to fight, the need to protect, the need to just destroy her. Both Eldritch Blasts just blast her straight in the back. Morag is, for the better part, unfazed by the magic. She's not looking peachy keen, but at the same time doesn't seem to have taken any real damage from Dahlia. As she bears down top of you, her claws just pointed at you. It's your action, Hephaesta.
She's frozen for a second hearing Kyle's name coming out of her mouth, but seeing Dahlia behind her, seeing Dahlia still fighting, she kind of snaps out of it, and she just throws her hand straight up at Morag and casts Witch Bolt for 14.
A 14 to hit?
Yeah.
No, I'm afraid it doesn't.
Fuck.
The magic just ripples out of your hands. And when it does, you kind of feel the energy kind of coursing around you. She just swats it away. As she kind of looms over you, you just see this black energy just crackling all around her. And she extends just her index finger. The nail is broken and jagged. It's filthy. Straight at you, and you just see that black light just warping off of it as she casts Ray of Enfeeblement on you, Hephaesta. That is a 11 to hit.
No.
Okay, she points the finger straight down, and when, again, the magic kind of shoots from her, you just manage to kind of roll out of the way. And again, Dahlia you just hear, "I'm who you came here for, you stupid bitch." Like, Heavy is not even that cool anymore. Look how she's dressed. Okay, that's a 24 to hit. And a 25 to hit again. A 1 and a 7. Again, it just bounces. Morag is hell-bent on getting you.
I had planned on letting you watch as I tore her pieces to pieces, but you're proving to be really annoying.
And then she's struck in the back, Hephaesta. Again, as you just see pink and black light just erupt around her as the flames smash into her back once more.
And she is really beginning to bother me, but in the way an insect bothers. Fine. I'll tear your throat out, and then I'll devour her.
Your action.
I'm just trying to ignore everything she's saying, and I just scream, just no words, just to scream and shoot another scorching ray at her. Please, Jesus. For 15?
15 does not hit.
Fuck!
You're half scrambling out of, or trying to get away from her,
Yeah.
And you hold a hand up. The magic coalesces, the energy is there, the heat. It shoots, and she just kind of weaves out of the way as a scorching ray shoots upwards into the sky. You let out a scream, and Dahlia, again, you can just see the flames around her as she's erupting in fire. Heffy, it's fine. We got this. We have her. And Morag just spits over her shoulder and then bears down on top of you with her claws. That's a nat 20. So that's 8 damage. And then
that's me down.
11.
It doesn't matter.
12, 16 slashing damage.
I'm down.
She bears straight, like she throws herself on you, and you feel her claws rip and tear through your clothes, the chain shirt, and into skin and bone, and the pain is excruciating as you feel them just rip into you. You hear Dahlia scream, and there's just this rush of pink light straight outwards, and you feel yourself falling. And Morag kind of twists back, like everything is happening in slow motion. And you just see the edges of the road that you are lying on completely and totally melt into this void as Dahlia casts Dimension Door around all of you, or like under you. And when you start to fall, you see Morag fall with you. Dahlia throws herself in, and everything is starting to go black, and it's It's so hard to focus. It's so hard. You can feel the claws cutting. They're fighting, they're grappling. You can hear Dahlia calling your name. You can feel her hands on you trying to pull Morag away. And everything is just rushing. Everything is cold and everything is fast and everything is moving and everything is terrifying. But all you can see in these last few moments as you begin to lose consciousness is Hedana repairing the statue, her smile and the tear. And then you just hear the crying of horses, the skidding of wheel and brake against wet cobble and snow, shouts from people who witnessed these three women just fall out of nowhere. And you just feel yourself getting shoved backwards. And you tumble and fall, and everything is hard, and you just see Dahlia grabbing Morag and pulling on the dress and her skin and her hair and holding her, and they fall backwards in front of the carriage. And both are crushed under the wheels. And you lie there, and everything goes dark. And we'll leave the episode there.
I hate you so much. What the fuck?
You've been listening to Romancing the Dungeon with Amber, Sam, James, Ben, Louise, and me, Declan, your Dungeon Master. Monday evening, the episode's coming out on Friday. It's out now, you're listening to it. But this episode took a bit of a long time to edit. There were some technical issues that we had to work back, and I hope they're not super noticeable as you were listening to it now. But I think that was one of my first times ever playing Dungeons and Dragons with just one other person. And to get to do that with Amber was amazing, and I really hope that comes across as you're listening to it. It was a difficult edit because of the technical issues, but also because I wanted to make sure that we got every single moment of that out there. There is so little of this cut out. It was impossible. So sorry that it's slightly longer than the other episodes, but it was a blast, and I hope you've enjoyed it, and I hope you're looking forward to where the remaining few episodes of season 2 are going. As always, a big thank you to Ghosts of Red Mountain for our theme song Haunted. Ralph is Redacted for our title card and artwork. Eilish for her amazing work as our PR community manager, and to you for listening. If you have the time, I would absolutely love if you left us a 5-star review on whatever platform you listen to this podcast on. And maybe you have a D&D table and you're like, hey, I listen to this weird Irish podcast about Dungeons and Dragons and romance, and I think you should listen to it too. Other than that, it is... yeah. I have nothing else to say. Follow us on social media at D8Dungeon, and we'll see you in 2 weeks for the next episode. Take care.
Damage.
Yeah.
Do I make a wisdom saving throw?
No.
Just have it?
Yep.
That's not fair.
It's the only good thing I have. Let me have it.
I don't have time for that. Damage.
Yeah, she just slapped me for 21. I think I can fireball her for 22. Whoa, not even true.
I was trying to kill Dahlia. You say.
Sorry for inconveniencing you.